Nothing But Nets started in 2006. It was founded by Rick Riley, Hall of Fame sports writer, on the back page of Sports Illustrated in Rick's weekly column. And Rick realized that nets aren't just used for sports. Nets aren't just about, kicking a ball. They're not just something to kick a ball into or shoot a ball through or hit a ball over. Nets are also hung over beds in homes all across the world to protect children and families from malaria. And Rick used his platform to tell his readers that a child at this point in 2006 was dying every 30 seconds from malaria, 1.3 million children each year. And he also told his readers that something as simple as a $10 bed net could help save millions of lives. Rick took it a step further, and for the first time of all the years of his column, asked his readers to give back, to give $10 to join the fight against malaria. And so, over the last 8 years, starting from Rick Riley's column, 350,000 supporters, dozens of partners have raised $56 million to help send more than 9 million nets to protect children, families, refugees from malaria. We've distributed nets in 29 countries across sub-Saharan Africa. But it's not just about what we've done, it's the progress that's the important thing. The progress that we've made in the fight against malaria over the last 10 years has been extraordinary. It's one of the great global health success stories, I think, of our time. When we started, like I told you, a child was dying from this disease every 30 seconds. Well, as part of the global health community, we've cut that number in half. We've reduced childhood deaths from malaria by 58% over the last 10 years. The WHO estimates that that's about 4.3 million lives saved. So the progress has been tremendous. The sad fact is that a child still dies from this disease every 60 seconds. 600,000 people still die from malaria every year. And at Nothing But Nets, we believe that in our generation, we can achieve a world where no child dies from malaria, but that takes work and it takes partners, which is why we're so thrilled today to be here at South by Southwest, announcing our partnership with Whistle Sports, which is an unbelievable young company that's, I believe, going to get tens of thousands, if not millions, of young people involved in this fight against malaria.
Thank you, Chris. We could not be more excited to be here. We launched Whistle Sports in January of 2014 because we believed that young millennials needed a place that was inspiring, uplifting, engaging, and focused on what's right in the world and what's right with sports. It's not about who loses, it's about who wins. It's not about who dropped the ball, it's about who scored the point, who did it themselves. It's about finding, in a day full of sarcasm and bitterness, there's a place that can be uplifting and inspiring from both pro sports and people all over the world that are making these incredible videos and sharing these incredible posts about what can be right with the world. So young millennials is the first generation in history that looks at the world and does not see borders. They don't think of people and say, wow, that's somebody thousands of miles away I'll never meet, right? Our generation of fans and followers say, that's somebody I may someday get a chance to be a friend with or follow myself. It's the first generation with no borders. And since we launched in January of 2014, we have 68 million fans and followers across the world, and we're growing by 2.5 million a week. And when we talk to our audience, we say, what do you want to do? And they say, we want to make sure that our involvement is effective and actually changes people's lives. And we could not think of a better way to do that than with Nothing But Nets. When you think about the values behind sports, when it's really working well, it's about resilience, it's about courage, it's about teamwork, it's about enthusiasm, and every single one of those things comes into play here at Nothing But Nets. Resilience is, I see that 30 seconds, somebody dies every 30 seconds, but darn it, we're better than that as people. We can do that, and we can get that down to every 60 seconds, and eventually we can make that go away. Teamwork is about, let's pull people together all over the world and tackle this. You know, my own team, my own Pop Warner football team, my own girls softball team, my own soccer team, we can do this together. And enthusiasm, how great is it that we can see these results firsthand?
I agree. To be turning on 65 million people to the fight against malaria, it's unbelievable. Young people who can be the ones who can become the champions and spokespeople over the next 30 years. as we defeat this disease. And it's no accident that we're partnering with Whistle Sports. Sports are in our DNA. Sports have the ability to make a big difference. But this campaign has sports all over it, from Rick Riley's initial column. The NBA, Major League Soccer are founding partners to the campaign. Over the last 8 years, we've worked with Dikembe Mutombo and Landon Donovan and Stephen Curry to help send nets and save lives. But there's also those young people who are using sports to make a difference that are amazing. So we have Cooper Smith, a young boy who was inspired by Steph Curry and decided he was going to donate his birthday and host basketball tournaments every year to get his community, his friends, his family involved in giving back and joining the fight against malaria. We have this young girl, 8 years old, in the Bay Area, who last year became the youngest girl ever to swim from Alcatraz to San Francisco Bay, over a mile, 8 years old, through like rocky, shark-infested cold waters. And she did it to raise $4,500 to send 450 nets through our campaign. We have Jared Mons, We have Jared Mons, who is a former MLS soccer player and now has his own online soccer academy, but he gets thousands of people through his networks to juggle every World Malaria Day, April 25th, and everybody raises money, and if they set a personal record or hit their goal, money's donated. It's pretty unbelievable, but what I will say, and I think the important thing to come out of this is those 3 champions, I think with this partnership with the Whistle, we're going to multiply that by 1,000. And we're going to have thousands of young people doing great things to make malaria an issue that they care about, and they get their community involved. And the innovation there, I think, is astounding, and we're thrilled. More than all the other partners, champions we have, we're so excited about this partnership with the Whistle Sports because it's what's new, it's what's next.
And the first part of this all drives towards World Malaria Day. So on World Malaria Day, young people all over the world will take time to do something to create those $10 opportunities to save lives. Think about how easy it is to spend $10. I mean, walking down 6th Street on your way back to the hotel, you have probably dropped the equivalent of 3 or 4 malaria nets that could have saved lives forever for the cost of any one of those sandwiches you bought, right? You can then take that message directly to 14 to 24-year-olds and say, think about how many times you spend $10 in a day and how you could use that instead to save people's lives. And let's all focus our efforts towards World Malaria Day on April 26th, 25th? 25th. We have hundreds of creators all over the world. They're already jumping. We have guys like Dude Perfect here in Texas from Dallas. They get millions of views every time they do a video. They're the trick shot experts, right? 13 million views in 24 hours on Facebook. We got STR Skill School, who's the single most subscribed freestyle soccer player in all of Europe. 900,000 subscribers on his channel alone. When world soccer players come to England, they hang out with Steve. And Steve is involved in this too. We have Shot Science Basketball that teaches you how to be better at playing basketball. We've got Stronger Team, and these are just some of the dozens and dozens and dozens of creators with millions of fans that are all driving towards the 1 million nets pledge within 2 years. We're here to help. Thank you so much for letting us be part of this, and thank you to everybody for being here.